Do you like to take pictures? Have you ever taken a really nice picture that was really badly lit? I asked you these questions and many others on this topic. Most do take pictures, and most are frustrated with poorly lit photos, but very few actually edit pictures or know how to use more advanced photo editing tools. The best part? Over 75% of those who took my survey said they had some level of interest in learning how to fix a poorly lit photo. Okay, so I have this picture here. As you can see, it's too dark or underexposed. I know so at first glance because this spot right here should be white. Instead, it's gray. Remember when I talked about poorly exposed images? This image is poorly exposed also because there is nothing near the right side of the histogram. It looks bad, but we can fix this easily. Let's pull the exposure slider to the right. See what the histogram does? But only pull it until the rightmost end of the histogram reaches the very right. If you keep going, the histogram does the wall climbing thing. This is called clipping. Clipping is something you want to avoid because it looks really bad. I actually have a handy dandy tool here that shows me the clipped areas. Let's click on it. Okay, so a little bit of the image is clipped and that's okay. What you don't want to do is something like this. Yikes, there's way too much clipping going on here. Let's undo that and go back to the exposure that looks best. Ah, that's much better. Now that we've got the picture well exposed, I want to give the buildings a little bit more contrast. Contrast is when the blacks become blacker and the whites become whiter. How do I increase the contrast? By moving the contrast slider, of course. Oh, that's not what I wanted. The buildings are clipped pretty badly now, and the darks aren't any darker. Most of the pixels are too far to the right, so it mostly just makes the picture brighter. Oh, chill your little self out. I have a solution. This is where the more advanced editing tools come in. I have another handy-dandy tool called Curves. So what this is basically a graph of what color is being changed into what color. Right now, this line is straight from corner to corner, which means no edits are being made. The x-axis is the input color, or what the color of the image used to be. From black on the far left to white on the far right, just like the histogram. The y-axis is the output color, or what color the corresponding x-axis point is being changed to. It goes from black on the bottom to white on the top. The grid overlaid shows the highlights, lights, darks, and shadows. Now we see 4 sliders: highlights, lights, darks, and shadows. When we pull one, watch what happens. So I pulled the slider to make the lights lighter. The lighter side of the histogram shifted to the right, while the shadows remain unchanged. The line on the graph has also changed. It curved upwards on the lighter side. That's why it's called curves. The photo itself also clipped itself into a train wreck, so I'm undoing that. Now I'm going to pull the shadow slider towards the light side. Now the shadows are lighter, but the picture looks kind of washed out, so let's undo that too. How are we going to change this picture in the way that we want? Well, let's think about the image histogram. Most good pictures have histograms that are spread out over the whole space. This picture has lots of pixels squished over on the light side. We don't want that, so let's just find out a way to distribute those pixels over the whole space. Basically, we want to make the lights darker. How do we do that? Pull the light slider to the dark side, of course. No, not that dark side. Alrighty. So pull the light slider to the not so light side until you think the picture looks the way you want. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. That's awesome. This picture looks the way I want now. Thank you kindly for watching my video. Now go out there and use those skills.